what do you look for in a freelancer? The freelancers listening to this are dying to know, how do I get hired by agencies?
Yeah,
What do clients in general look for so that I can position myself competitively?
it's a great question because the answer has evolved over time. Because of the types of clients that we work with, I did, and I still do to some extent, look for domain expertise, not necessarily experience, but domain expertise. We work with, let's say for cybersecurity, for example, it's not enough to understand just kind of the general concepts that go along with cybersecurity. We're looking for specific expertise or experience or insight and familiarity with things like IAM and PAM or intrusion or zero trust architecture, like really common high profile and very popular themes in the market now. A lot of that can only be gained either from direct experience working that way or from previous experience in a different field. So some of the writers that we've worked with now or in the past, they were software developers because we work with some teams with organizations, their primary business is DevOps or DevSecOps. So we need to understand, so developer operations. So we need to understand as a writing team what goes into the software development lifecycle. Like it's not something you can necessarily just Google and understand and just kind of regurgitate. You really need to understand the experience, why it matters to the business, why it matters to the market, and be able to dive a little bit deeper into each of those, into any topic or any subject. So what I really look for on top of just base level experience and a solid portfolio, or at least just some good examples, relevant examples of your work, relevant to me, I should say. Good portfolio, relevant samples, relevant experience. But really what I'm looking for is the ability to conceptualize very complex ecosystems in very simple terms, right? You don't need to necessarily understand how all technology works, but I do expect that you will understand how the technology fits together, and most importantly, why it's important to the company or to our client. How do they talk about it? What does it mean to their business to be able to do this, that, or the other thing? What is the purpose or the point or the value of a particular type of technology? Really understanding the landscape and how things fit together and translating that into the business value is, I think, the most important skill that a freelancer can have, at least in the B2B tech space. And more broadly, whether you're in B2B tech or just regular B2B services or even business to consumer, being able to understand why other people care about something and writing to those motivations is the single most important skill that you can have. And you need to be able to tie it directly from here to there. You need to be able to connect the dots, and you need to show me that you know how to connect the dots between here's what the product is and does and what it means to you as the user or as the consumer and why you should care about it.
Yeah, I would say that's the most underrated skill set, is understanding why you are writing what you're writing versus just trying to put words on the page. And I think that's why a lot of writers do get stuck taking constant courses about copywriting techniques and how to write and maybe sentence structure and flow. And of course, that stuff is important. But if you don't have an
Mhm.
understanding of why it matters to that business owner, the content or copy or whatever isn't as effective. And I think a lot of
Okay.
clients would